Smuggling illegal goods across the border is a precarious and dangerous task, which could make the perpetrators very rich since there are no taxes and no fees charged. Smugglers come up with all kinds of tricks to fool the customs officers. Sometimes these tricks might seem insane, occasionally brilliant, and sometimes outright ridiculous, but hey, they are all definitely worth seeing. Before we get started with this video though, be sure that you subscribe and click on the bell button to stay in touch with all the incredible and highly impacting videos that we share on this channel. From throwing money over the border fence to sewing yourself inside your car's upholstery, smugglers are coming up with some really ridiculous and most times very smart moves to sneak in their products. So today we will tell you all about the niftiest concepts the smugglers have come up with to get their illegal goods and products across the borders. And number one, well, it's guaranteed to blow your mind, so stay with us till the end of the video and you will be happy to learn the most intelligent thing a smuggler did to sneak his goods in. 18 songbirds taped to flesh. A Vietnamese man in 2016 took a huge risk and stuffed his pants with 18 live songbirds. He had a plan of sneaking them into Taiwan without the knowledge of the Customs Department and Tan Son Nhat International Airport, Ho Chi Minh City. According to the customs officers who carried out an intensive search on the man when suspicious items were detected in his check-in bag, the man devised that individual pockets for songbirds. These special pouches were hidden in the legs of his baggy pants and his checked luggage. A test carried out on the songbirds by the Institute of Tropical Biology revealed that 11 out of the 18 birds were very rare species. The collection also included a white-rumped llama. The Vietnamese man would have undoubtedly made a lot of money with the birds in Taiwan because they were so treasured there. He was smuggling the birds to sell them on the black market. 50,000 bullets buried in false floor. Weapon and ammunition possession is a very touchy topic that comes with a lot of punishments nowadays. Nevertheless, this fact did not stop a man from trying to sneak in 50,000 bullets at the back of his truck in southernmost city in Texas from Mexico in 2012. There is no doubt that there have been so many attempts to smuggle drugs and arms across the border with stolen trucks in the past. Nevertheless, this smuggling concept was simply out of this world. When a border official approached a driver driving into Mexico, little did he know that he would find about 50,000 bullets buried in a false floor of the truck. The officer noticed that a white bed of the truck was entirely welded shut at the truck's back. Unfortunately for the driver, there were signs of things not being the way that they should when he was searched. And with the help of some highly trained canines, some team of officers were able to detect explosives and on further search, machine guns, magazines of bullets, loose bullets, and handguns, all buried in more than 3 inches deep with ammunition in the false floor of the truck. In fact, there were about tens of thousands of live rounds right in front of the customs officers. 102 iPhones. We were all thinking the body is only meant to be nurtured and taken care of. Well, there is a Chinese woman that believes hers would be an excellent means to smuggle phones. No doubt, iPhones are the most sought after phones in the world and one can sell over $1,000 or more. And that was precisely what this Chinese woman tried to do in 2017 when she taped over 100 iPhones to her body. She hid the phone sealed in plastic wraps under layers of her clothes. Unfortunately for her, she was stopped by customs officials while trying to sneak the 102 iPhones and 15 luxury watches into Shenzhen from Hong Kong. Undercover drug dealer. Well, it is ideal that prison is where a lot of criminals go to be punished for their crimes. Nevertheless, for the British man on our number 7 on this list, it is evident that he had other plans for going into prison. The British man served as a mob boss from behind bars while serving as armed robbery convict. Unknown to many, he had plans of supplying drugs to Birmingham inmates. As smart as his intentions were, he had his contacts place drugs in a drone and flown over the fence and into the prison compound, where inmates then would pick them up. They sold over £1 million worth of drugs using over 49 drone flights. However, there is a belief that the group may have sold more than that amount of drugs to the inmates. They were nonetheless caught on the CCTV cameras and arrested for their crimes. The ringleader's brother got 4 years and 8 months in jail for his massive role in moving the drugs into the prison. Police officers were shocked at their roots when they found nearly £500,000 in cash in the back of a van in Birmingham, England. Another 10 songbird smuggle. Well, it appears these Vietnamese men are out to make some really good cash selling songbirds in the black market. Here's another attempt made by another Vietnamese man to sneak in 10 songbirds into the United States. In his case, however, instead of hiding these birds under his clothes, he had used hand-stitched stocks. Again, he only went for the rarest songbirds that sold for $10 to $30 in Vietnam, but could fetch up to $400 in the US. The songbirds are in quarantine, and the value of these birds would be donated to the man's due if they survived. I can do little but wonder how this man was able to have those birds active in his hand-stitched stocks. But I guess this may not be his first time doing it. He obviously must be a pro in what he does. 146 device smuggle. So if you were thinking that woman that had over 100 iPhones had a bright idea, here's another man that attempted smuggling 146 devices and another 20 phones fixed to his legs from Hong Kong. Okay, so he didn't try hiding these under his clothes, he actually had a way to fly hundreds of iPhones from Hong Kong in pseudo-legal dimensions. 14 royal pythons and 10 albino leopard geckos. In 2009, a 22-year-old Norwegian man was arrested in Norway while trying to sneak in 24 snakes and geckos into the country. As ridiculous as this may sound, the said man hid these live animals under his clothes. According to Helga, a customs officer, the man was apprehended in a southern town after going off from a ferry from Henschel, Denmark. The man, besides hiding a tarantula in his bag, had about 10 albino leopard geckos and 14 royal pythons. At the first search conducted on the man, a spider was found in its unorthodox lair, and a hidden scale of a non-venomous snake. Funny enough, these animals were hidden in small boxes taped to the man's thighs and abdomen. Although smuggling was not uncommon in Norway, the customs officers were thrown off balance on finding so many reptiles taped to a single man's body. A driverless car in Virginia. You can imagine how creepy and really disturbing it is to find a moving car in the middle of the road without a driver. This was the reporter's exact feeling when he looked into moving a Ford and found only arms holding onto the wheel from the bottom and nothing else back in 2017 in Arlington, Virginia. Apparently the car was moving without a driver, since the entire front seat was empty, or the driver must have sewn himself to the vehicle's upholstery. Well, given the discovery of a man wearing a black costume that covered his entire torso and beige, the latter was precisely what happened. The man behind the wheel had his face covered entirely like that of a sports talisman who can see outside, but no one else can see inside. At the end of the day, it appeared it was a Ford company trying to gauge people's reactions when they see a driverless car. The trial was conducted by the Virginia Tech Transportation Institute. Okay, it is obvious we will see a lot of driverless cars in the future. Prison breakout. Undoubtedly, it would be an adamant time seeing a loved one spend so many years behind bars. It must have been the loneliness and anguish that pushed this woman in Mexico in attempting a prison break. In Mexico, a woman tried to break her husband out of prison by hiding him in a suitcase. Her husband had gotten a 20-year jail sentence for being in possession of illegal weapons. However, after a conjugal visit, she decided it was best to start their lives outside the prison walls and stuffed the man into a suitcase that she had brought along with her. It was almost a clean break, except the officers had noticed that the bag had been bulky and she was finding it really hard to wheel the suitcase out. A search discovered the inmate nestled in the suitcase, and every hope of their freedom was gone. Gold and baby diapers. As we promised from the beginning of the video, here's a smuggling case that almost got to the finishing line. In the Delhi airport in 2016, a group of some very smart smugglers from Mumbai almost succeeded in moving gold worth $8 million in 48 diapers. They got through the security in Dubai where they had stuffed the gold into the baby's diapers. So, maybe you think babies' diapers are only used to cover babies, but these people believe otherwise. The twist to this tale was that the family of the said smugglers had been staying in Dubai for over 15 years and they earned good salaries. Well, that's it for me in today's video, 10 smartest smugglers of all time. Which of these smuggling ideas do you think is the coolest? Are there any other intelligent moves made by smugglers that you feel we omitted in this video? Kindly tell us your thoughts in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, and do not forget to subscribe to the channel for more. That's it for me, guys. Stay relaxed, classy, and safe, and I will see you all in the next video.